Hey, Mark from Sound Matters here. Hope you're all doing well. Today's just a very quick product overview of a really cool record display system that we use here at Sound Matters, and would like to just give you a brief overview of. So I've been using it for some time now. It's called the 12-inch vinyl record display system. So the brand name is 12-inch, and this is their website that you can see here on my screen, as I'm just going to give you a quick product overview. First of all, just sort of introduce you to what it is. So it's a way of very discreetly and minimalistically displaying your vinyl anywhere within your home. So as you can see on the screen here, there's a gatefold that's displayed here. You can have the front album cover displayed nice and simply, and you can display as well with a special adapter. You can display the records themselves. So this is a really nice minimalist way, as I say, and inspired by this kind of Scandi minimalism, if you like. They're actually a Danish-based company, so inspired by that real minimalist Scandi interior element. So without using record frames, so you may remember IKEA used to stock a record frame system, so you could essentially frame your records and put them up, but obviously the problem is with that is you haven't got easy access to those records, so it is purely just display. And I think the really innovative and nice thing about the 12-inch product is that you can still retain access to the record if you want to, and it doesn't have any of that. It's all seamless, doesn't have any frames or anything like that, works very cleverly through magnets, which I'll demonstrate when I open the product. But yeah, it's a really nice way of displaying your albums as art, because obviously, as record collectors, one of the best things about owning vinyl records is the artwork itself. We all love the sound quality of vinyl, we all love that aesthetic of vinyl and the whole process, but a massive part of it is that the artwork is bigger. The platform really lends itself to the art of a sleeve cover, and in many cases, record album covers are cult classics. They're pop art elements come into it. There's so many different styles out there. These are classics in their own right, pieces of art really that are justifiably displayed in your home, just like you would a painting or anything like that. So I'm going to go through the products, but it's really simple to install, as you can see from their website here. If you go onto this page here, it gives you a real step-by-step guide. So you screw in this plate here, and then there's a magnetic piece that slides really discreetly into the record sleeve, and that enables you to simply pop on and off a record. So if you want to change up your display, or you actually want to pull the record down and play it, you can do that. So I think that's a really innovative idea. Some people may have kind of qualms about kind of record display best practices, but this is not what this product's about. This is about the art. This is about displaying records and showing an appreciation for the aesthetic of vinyl as a medium, and we'll get more into that later on. But first of all, just going to do a quick unboxing of the product, and then we'll go from there. So in front of me here, we've got both product variations. There's the system designed for displaying the record sleeve, the whole record itself, and then there's the adapter that's designed specifically for displaying only the vinyl record. So this is really cool for picture discs, for example. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But first of all, I'm going to open the main one, the main system that enables you to display the sleeve, record, and all. So very simple packaging, which I like. Gives you kind of easy instructions on the back as to how to install things. And I'm just going to open this up very discreetly here, and we'll see what's inside. I like the brown paper element, actually. I think it has a kind of simple elegance in its own right. I really like that. So you can pull out the contents here, and it's pretty simple. So this is obviously just part of the display and the branding, but it also doubles up as a grid template. So this will enable you, if you can see on the camera here, hopefully, it enables you to measure the distance accurately from one to the next, so that you can display, as you saw on the brand website. You can display these as grids and any sort of formation you like, but this enables you to do very accurate distancing. So, making sure that there's a distance of 5 centimeters between each record, and it looks really elegant and kind of classy and minimalist that way. If you want to go for more of a chaotic, less symmetrical, less kind of organized display, of course you can do that, but it's really clever idea, I think, as part of the packaging, that they include this template that shows you exactly where to place each screw. Right, and then there's the contents of it itself here, and this is essentially all that is involved. As I say, it's very, very simple, very elegant and easy to do. So this piece slides off. This is a magnet, and it's it's relatively strong, so it does take a little bit of force just to slide off like that. But this is the piece that you want to attach to the wall. So that's screwed directly into the wall. So you can go into plasterboard, but obviously you'll need a suitable wall plug, or you can go into masonry with a suitable wall plug, or you could use a stud finder and go directly into a wooden stud in a wall, and then no plug would be required. But really ultimately really simple. You can see that just goes in there, screws in the wall, and you're ready to go. You get your grid formation, everything nice and even, and it's pretty much all there is to it, really simple. Anyone can do it. But obviously this is the piece that then slides into the record jacket. So that's basically what's inside of there. Really nice that the screws come in a little packet to stop it scratching up anything. But what about this one? What about the other product? Well, inside here it's much of a muchness the same, really. So there's a little bit of instructions in terms of how you fix things to the wall here, and demonstrating just an element of thanks for buying the product. But again, it's the same idea. This plate screws onto the wall with a drywall plug, and then this second piece here is a magnet, or is magnetic, and I just remove this plastic here. Very simply just pops on there, and it's this little adapter here, this screw adapter. The record goes in between here and here, so I'll show you some examples on my wall in a moment, but yeah, you can see how that works. So by unscrewing this, we could then retain access to our picture disc or whatever we're displaying on the wall there. So this is my little growing display of vinyl records behind me, and you may recognise this from earlier on in the video where this was the backdrop to me just introducing this clip. So this is inside my little home studio stroke office space. So a little bijou setup that I have for myself at the back of the house here. I can play records here nice and loud. It's fairly well insulated, so yeah, it's a good little space, and it's nice to have some vinyl on display using the 12-inch system. So yeah, there's a little small grid I'm forming here. I'm going to expand further out as time goes by, and I've got a couple of picture discs you can probably see here as well. There's a little 7-inch single there on the right hand side, and then on the other wall here we've actually got a full 12-inch picture disc of the Velvet Underground and Nico, that famous Andy Warhol cover. So anyway, yeah, just to show you up front, so these just simply pop off using the magnets. So you can see here there's the whole kind of base thing that you saw from earlier on in the video, and yes, you will see inside here is that magnetic sheet that enables us to easily kind of clip that to the wall. But also inside here still, let's try and stretch over to the camera as best as I can, is the vinyl record. So if I want to play the Stone Roses, I can pull that down and we can play that, no problem. We could even rest the sleeve on there whilst we were playing and still be able to pull that down afterwards and pop our record back in when we're done. So you just have to make sure that the magnet piece obviously goes at the back, and you want the magnet side of it to face where it's going to clip. You can see that sheet there. You want that side of it. There's full instructions on the 12-inch website, but you want that whole magnetised bit obviously to be behind the record, not in front of it, because otherwise it will go, well, it won't stick very well at all. So that is basically it. That's displaying your records without having to have a frame. That's, the frameless display that is 12-inch. Really nice, simple, minimalist way to show vinyl as art in your home. A couple of caveats. Would I put a picture disc that I plan to play up on the wall? Probably not. actually that one that you saw in the background in the last bit of this clip, I actually have 2 copies of. So that Velvet Underground and Nico one, I have one that I have in a sleeve as a collector's edition, and then I have a second copy of it that I use as art to display in my home office and studio. That's how I kind of work around it, you know. And then, you know, certain very expensive records in terms of, you know, limited edition pressings or first pressings, I'm possibly not going to display in this kind of way. But, you know, any other sort of regular record, or, you know, even better, if I happen to have 2 copies of it, then it's a great way of making vinyl art within your home, in whatever way you choose to do so. So, as I say, it's a product I've been using for some time now. Would recommend it if you're into display. You want to get a little bit of kind of cool vinyl vibes into your studio or your listening space. Then it's a great way of doing this while still retaining access to play it and still be able to easily swap one record for another over time. You're not limited to just a fixed display. You know, if you get bored, you can change it up. If it gets to a seasonal thing, like you want to display Christmas records at Christmas for a little short period of time, you can easily do that as well by just pulling out that piece that goes inside the sleeve and swapping it out into another sleeve and pop, and off you go. Obviously, if you're displaying records gatefold way, with them open, you'll probably need 2 of those to hold that in place, as you saw in the first example on the 12-inch website. But again, I recommend you check out the 12-inch website for some inspiration as to the kind of displays that you could do, and the variations and the mixes in terms of display and layout that you can experiment with. But that's basically it for this content. There'll be a link in the description below to a full overview of the product on the Sound Matters website, and hopefully by the time this is published there'll also be a discount code that you can use when buying direct from the 12-inch website as well. So, you know, as a partner to our to our fold as Sound Matters, 12-inch are a great friend and partner of the website. They're very kindly offered an exclusive discount to Sound Matters subscribers and readers. So check the link out in the description below. Hopefully it's there by the time this is published. If not, it will be there in the future, so keep your eyes peeled, and hope you enjoyed this content. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.